in Texas Hold'em poker, there are up to 4 rounds in each hand. So you won't always play 4 rounds. You'll always at least play 1 round, but it's important to know what happens during each round. And this is what this video is going to do, is introduce round 1, which is the pre-flop. But before we get there, during each round, what essentially happens is that each players alternate their turn making bets. So, player 1 will make a bet, and then the other player will either choose to match that bet, or sometimes they can raise the bet, increase the bet, or they can fold and forfeit their hand. So if a fold happens, that means they're exiting the hand and they automatically lose. You might be wondering why you would ever want to fold. Well, if the opponent continues to add money to the pot and you believe that your hand is not going to win, is not better than their hand, then you can save money by folding instead of continuing to match all the money that is bet up into the 4th round. So it is definitely can be a good decision to fold if you think you're going to lose the hand in the end. All right, so round 1 is called pre-flop. We don't ever refer to it as round 1. It's called pre-flop because the next round is the flop, so it's before the flop. Now, to start the action, there are always 2 forced bets called blinds, and you can't escape these. This is how the game happens. In this case, there are always 2 blinds. One is called the big blind and the other is called the small blind. The big blind is double the small blind. So in this scenario, and with this setup, by the way, the computer will be on top and the human will be on the bottom. So that's how I will refer to both players, computer and then human. So the computer is the big blind and the human is the small blind. Once the blinds have been posted, then we are ready for the first action. So the action is determined by whoever has the dealer button. So this is important. The dealer button is this little circle over here. It does say the word dealer over here. You can't really see it, but so the dealer goes first on the pre-flop. So during the pre-flop. Now all the other rounds, the dealer will go last. I know that's a little confusing. That's just how it works. Heads up. And then the dealer button switches every hand. So in this current hand, the human player is the dealer, and the next hand it'll switch to the computer and continue to switch after each hand. All right, so that is the setup. This is the pre-flop. The computer is dealt 2 cards face down. The human is dealt 2 cards face down. Obviously, we can see this so that we can actually play, but we are assuming that the computer cannot see our cards. There is a big blind and a small blind. The dealer always posts the small blind. The other player posts the big blind, and then the dealer is the first person to act and pre-flop, but is going to be the second player to act on all of the other rounds.